Hello and welcome back to another episode of Foundation, where we are sat outside our manor house extensions that we built last time, and also the church that we built last time on the right hand side there. And I'm starting us here because I would like to begin this episode by kind of finishing off this manor house. There's a couple more things we need to finish off. The first of which is going to be the treasury, so that we can store a bit more money. Not that we necessarily have it, but as you can see, our village happiness is honestly at a bit of a record high, so I really think we should capitalise on that and probably mandate a levy, and that will help us to finish off what we want to build. There we go. Oh, and we actually got more coins than we could have, so maybe I will pause quickly while we finish off building this manor house. I can't remember if I've unlocked the treasury in the progression panel or not. Let's go and have a look. Tier 2 labour. Treasury, no we haven't. Here we go. We can pay to unlock that. Manor house village architecture. I mean, that might be quite nice while we're doing this extension. Let's do it. Okay, and so with that, I'm going to go in and click on build, click on monuments, manor house, and treasury, which is the one we just unlocked. And I think we've built everything else that we can. Yeah, we've already got a bailiff office. We have a tax office and a watch post that we can build more of those, and we may do in today's episode, because our second goal after finishing off this manor house, quite exciting, is going to be coming to build on this island here. So we will need to purchase this territory, which we can do maybe right now. Beautiful. And yeah, I'm going to hope to basically build some high density housing on this island, which I think could be quite fun. I did see a little tip pop up on the Foundation loading screen that said to plan for your higher level villagers before they come in, and at some point we are going to want some citizens, so I'll see if I can kind of upgrade that housing to be ready for citizens as and when we can upgrade them, because I think even now there's probably a few people that we could upgrade to citizens, but we don't have the housing for them, so they'd be very unhappy if we did that. Okay, and so with that, I'm going to begin building this treasury. Okay, now I will hit play. We have finished building up our treasury, which is massive, and so they will be working on that for a little bit. I'll speed up time slightly, and once that's built, that should also improve our, I think, labour splendour quite a lot as well. And another thing I wanted to do was maybe to try and expand this fence out a bit that is providing this light fortification, so that some of these other houses might be able to benefit from it. I thought I would move this fence so that more houses might be able to benefit from the light fortification and might be able to upgrade into, I think it's the medium density housing that they get the benefit from that. Okay, let's start with those expansions. And unfortunately these ones are threatening to downgrade in the meantime. Maybe I'll place another builder's workshop so this gets built pretty quickly. And then assign some people to work there to build this fence out so that we don't lose all of our commoner residents. That would be sad. Okay, so now we can look at what we're going to need to build on this island to get our high density housing. So if we look on here, high housing density is influenced by heavy fortification, and resident citizens will want paved roads. So those are two things we're trying to achieve on this island. The first thing we're going to need to do is to build a bridge there and deforest what's already there. So let's have a go at that. And I can unlock this village wooden bridge, which I will do. I would quite like this village stone bridge as well, to be honest, because I think that is going to look slightly nicer. So I'm going to get that one as well. And I think that's across the shortest part of the river, so we'll build that there. And then we will expand out our wood cutting area to cover everything here. They'll obviously only be able to access it once the bridge is built, so hopefully that happens quickly. And we do have a lumber camp right here, so they should be able to cut that down without much of a problem. When we are running low on planks, I've paused our sawmill. Not good. Right, let's definitely keep that going. Is the other one paused as well? That's a shame. We've not been producing any planks. Oh dear, that probably will be holding up the building of a few of those things, but not to worry. I'm wondering if we build one more bridge here as well for people to get across. This could just be a wooden bridge because this is a more rural side of town, but quite like the idea that it could just come across this thinner part of the river here. Maybe the next episode or the one after that, I would like to start using this, I was going to say coastline, but kind of river shore or lake shore to start building a monastery, because I think that would be great with the hills in the background. But for now, let's build this wooden bridge with our no planks. Yeah, that looks very nice covered up, I think, so I think I'll go ahead and build that way. Oh, and we've finished our mineral deposit seeking quest thing mandate that we did, our prospecting, that's what it's called. So I'm going to go ahead and do this next prospecting thing as well, which is also on this little group, and I'm going to build out this. It looks like we found some quartz, which is very good. That's going to help us to make glass, so I would definitely like to start harvesting that if we can. There we go, quite happy with that. This is definitely going to have to be an industrial area of sorts because these buildings are all quite polluting. So, and with that, we will start needing a place to store that quartz. I think what I probably want to do is actually just to build a storage facility right over here. I think that could be quite good. And we'll store quartz in that once we have finished building it. And it looks like our manor house has been completed. Oh, nearly. We've got one more little bit. We're just finishing off, which we're short on planks for. But that is looking really good. I am very happy with that. I'm also very happy with how they're using this entrance. I purposefully put the doors on the inside to this bit so that they would be coming in and out of this gateway. I quite like how this is all lined up there. Very nice. And these houses are maybe wanting a little bit more beautification in order for commoners to live there, so why don't we do a bit of that as well? And they've made the sort of own natural little village triangle here, so I might turn that into something a bit nicer. There we go, all those houses should be pretty happy now. Oh, this berry storage is full. Does that mean we don't have enough spaces to store berries? Perhaps we can use our granary extension to help solve that. I would like to provide a bit of beautification to this church that we also built last time. Give it a little graveyard like we did with the other one. So I will go ahead and do that now too. There we go, and I am finished with the church. We don't quite have enough money to build everything that I would like to. This is going to do very good things for our clergy splendour, which is good because we will need that to be able to work towards our monastery. And hopefully if I wait a bit we will gain around 40 coins. And this should help us on our way. They're looking for iron ore for the elders. And we have loads, so that should be very easy. Oh, should we try and argue for a sweeter deal? I kind of think we should. 90%. Yes, they succeeded. Okay, great. So we're getting 450 coins for that. Perfect. And if I click confirm, they will come in and we will be able to apply those details to our church, which is very nice. Ooh, and that sounds like the noise of our stone bridge being completed, which is very nice. Because we found a lot of stone over here, I might also build out this quarry, this stone deposit, and see if we can start harvesting that. Might also be a good idea to move our sawmill slightly closer to our lumber camps. And the lack of planks is slowing us down quite a lot, so perhaps we should look at unlocking a new area in order to do a bit more deforestation. I think here could be good because there's quite a lot of forest over here, so let's take this one. And we are being told housing insufficient, so I'm just drawing out a bit more of this. It looks like they're quite keen to live over this side, I guess, to be near their jobs over here, so that's fine, we can let that happen. And they're not that happy with their housing. I wonder if it's because it's not close enough to their work for their liking, so I wonder if we claim this territory and let them build along here, if that might make them a bit happier. And this looks like an easy one. Our happiness is already high enough to achieve this, so let's go ahead and do it. And it's so nice now that this bridge is also done, watching them use it to get across. And we can keep doing a bit more prospecting in the meantime. These deposits are quite a bit further away from our town, as you can see, which is all the way over there. But it might come in useful at some point. So let's have a look. So there's a couple of other things we're going to need in order to get our high density island. The city fortifications is going to give us the heavy fortification that we need, but we do need 150 labour splendour to get there. So I'm going to unlock a few more of these things, such as milling taxes, which will enable us to tax the windmills, and also paved roads. And I will also unlock a tavern, which will also allow us to get more labour splendour when we build that. And in fact, maybe we should build that tavern now if we're going to try and unlock heavy fortifications. We could build it on this little bit of coastline here. I think that could be quite nice. There we go, and I think I'm pretty happy with that design for our tavern to begin with, so let's go ahead and build that too. Of course, none of this is going to help our plank situation because they all just need more planks, but not much we can do about that. Ooh, our bailiff just found a gold ore deposit. That is very good. And because we finished that prospecting, we can go ahead and do another one. And we've unlocked labour tier 4, which is exciting because that means we're going to be able to unlock our city fortifications. Although we can't quite afford them yet, we will need a little bit more labour influence. So we will need to wait just a second for that. Unravelling the mystery tax. You learn Davenport is imposing a new taxation law on traded goods. The details are a mystery, but you know it yields considerable profits without impacting commerce. If you were to crack its secret, such a tax could greatly benefit your village. This wants us to spend 20 of our labour privilege to do that, which I don't really want to do. So I might say we will figure it out as we trade with Davenport. Alright, let's have a look at taxing those windmills then, if we're being told to. There we go. And we've just gone up to 35 labour influence, which means we're going to be able to unlock the city fortifications, which is exactly what we want. So let's go ahead and do that. And if we're to build, I guess, 2 of these, one facing this way and one facing the other way, then that should be enough to cover this island. Looks like we're going to need 3 of them. Let's see if we can kind of merge them into each other. Might look slightly strange, but I think it'll be worth it. There we go. And that should mean that we could probably start painting out our housing on here, and they may or may not begin to move in. We're getting this warning that it's too far from any watch post, so I think we're going to need to build another watch post over here. I wonder if I can build these into each other. Might look a bit strange, but I actually don't hate it. Or maybe I do hate it. And it says it wants to be in a light fortification area, so perhaps we shall build a fence all the way around here. Build another bridge over here at some point once we build the monastery, but we don't need it for now, so for now we will simply build this. We can do our last little bit of prospecting, so we'll go ahead and do that. And I see we hadn't actually clicked build on these bits, so that's why they're not being built. And I believe once we build this, that will mean that all our commoner needs are met. Which means we might be able to start promoting some people to citizens. And for once in our lives we're running ever so slightly low on fish, it seems. So perhaps it's finally time to build another fisher's hut. Oh, we've got our first house on this island, that's nice. And it does want to be part of a beautification area. And it will also want a paved road, so maybe we can build our road paver as well. little bit low on tools. Seems to be due to our coal production again. I really don't know what I can do to make this more efficient. Oh, and we found a marble deposit. Very good. I'm having a few more houses built in this area now, which is good too. It looks like that will now be able to upgrade to high density, which is quite cool. Wow, and this is what the high density housing is looking like. That is really cool. That is very cool indeed. Right, and I think I will conclude this episode here. We've made quite a lot of progress. I'm really happy with how this island is looking. They've very nearly finished the stone wall all the way around it. We're going to have some really cool high density housing here. It's going to look a bit like this, so that's really exciting. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the next one.